Facebook stock, as of right now, I'm recording this just after 4:30 Eastern Time. It is up 15.1%. Now, in my last video, I painted a pretty dreary picture because, let's be honest, Facebook stock was in trouble. I mean, if you take a look at the year to date, we're talking it dropping 48%. Yeah, Facebook stock, it was in trouble, and the upcoming earnings, it did not look too good. But earnings came out, and we seem to be doing a lot better. Now, I have not. Now, this video is taking place before the conference call. By the time you see it, it should be during the conference call. And now we might, depending on what happens during that call, the stock may go back down. But so far, so good. And to be honest, I'll level with you. Now, this is coming from a fellow Facebook shareholder, someone who is bullish on the stock long term. As a matter of fact, I bought some shares last week. I showed you that in my last video. I bought some shares, and I'm pretty happy I bought them. But that being said, I am pretty surprised, given these earnings, that the stock is up this much. Maybe we'll learn more during the call, but if you take a look at, yeah, they beat handily on earnings per share, which is good. But on revenue, yeah, they missed revenue. $27.91 billion versus $28.2 billion expected. Yeah. Now, we'll get to that in a second. Because if you look at the quarterly results on Facebook's page, I think it paints a bit of a better picture. But let's continue here. As far as daily active users, they beat on that, and that was despite everything going on. We're talking 1.96 billion versus 1.95 expected. They did miss on monthly active users, 2.94 billion. 2.97 billion expected. Yeah, I would not call this an A+ earnings by any stretch of the imagination. Taking a look at the numbers here, you will see they went from 26.1 billion to 27.9, an increase of 7%, which is their smallest, I think their smallest revenue growth year over year in a long time. Yeah, like these earnings, in my humble opinion, they were not great. I mean, I don't think anyone will argue that. Now, part of it did come in over analyst expectations, but they weren't great. You see the DAP is only 6%, MAP is only 6%, Dow 4%, MAO is 3%. Yeah. So this right here is what I think is the important part. Now, like I said, I'm recording this before the earnings call takes place, so this is what I'm assuming, just me and my non-financial expert opinion. So if we take out the foreign exchange effect, that's, the dollar versus other forms of currency and stuff. If you take out that effect on the revenue, you will see they actually came in at 28.8 billion, which does beat analyst expectations. So if you take out the foreign exchange stuff, they beat analyst expectations. So honestly, yeah, that might be a beat in a beat. Now, as far as their outlook for the next quarter, they expect revenue to be in a range of 28 to 30 billion. So if you take a look at estimates, the average estimate as of today is 30.6 billion. So I guess it's a little down, but I mean, that's not the end of the world, at least as far as I'm concerned. Now, their total expenses, they did range from 90 to 95 billion, but they brought that down to an expectation of 87 to 92 billion. So whatever they're doing with cutting costs seems to be working. And going back to the revenue, a lot of this is, well, all of this is stuff that Facebook just can't control. The thing in Europe, the thing with foreign currency, Meta, Facebook, they have no control over that. As far as, I mentioned this the last video, talking about the advertisers from other businesses having restricted budgets, thanks to everything going on with inflation and the interest rate increases and supply chain disruptions. Yeah, Facebook has no control over that as well. So the fact that this is still, the high is 30 billion, honestly, I'll take it. And this outlook, although it's not an A+, it does fill me with a lot of hope for the future, and it makes me very happy to be a Meta investor. So yeah, I just want to give you guys a quick, thoughts video on Facebook's earnings, just my personal opinion. Like I said, it's not really an A+, but I don't think anyone expected it to be. Having said that, yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how things turned out. But anyways, take care, have a great day, and eat your vegetables.